We're back from NFT Fest and we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mark, otherwise known as VoxelBlaze here. Man, how you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, really good. Just, loving all the guests we've had so far. And you've got an amazing origin story. Walk us through. So you went from working in a bar, and I don't want to spoil this, to where are you working now?
Yeah, okay, I can start from the start. Well, originally I started out as a bartender, bar manager. That was my kind of like trade. I worked in hospitality for 10 years and then COVID hit. So basically couldn't work in hospitality anymore. So I had to try and find something new. Mates were talking about crypto and I kind of just started looking and researching again, found the Sandbox and decided to become an artist for them. So basically put my hand out, got some money out of my tax, invested in their ecosystem. I got about like 100 lands when they were about $100 a piece. And you can probably look up how much they're worth now, but I'll let you do that now. But yeah, from there I became a voxel artist, did some art stuff for them. Actually found I had some talent actually making some voxel art. So I was actually one of the first 100 people in their marketplace sale. So I made a sale from that, and I made a couple ETH from that, and then continuing down the NFT path, I just wanted to keep going because I had made some success, made some money, and I was making.
What kept you in that Sandbox space instead of just jumping to another metaverse?
They were supporting me, basically. The Sandbox is one of those places I could say for 100%, like, they were very UGC focused. They wanted to make sure that you as a creator were always supported. If you weren't willing to put the work in and you were there early, they would just want to try and give you as much as they could to make you successful.
Have you seen that principle carry over to other projects that have been successful?
Yeah.
And which ones?
As in other NFT projects?
Yeah, because the idea of supporting creators and content creators particularly is always powerful, and I'd love to see other examples of that.
Yeah, for sure. So basically leading in straight into the next part of my story, which is the Gutter Cat Gang, where I used the funds from the initial asset sale that I won. I invested in them. I actually got really lucky and I minted 8 of them straight away on mint night for 0.7 and got quite lucky with them. And also from that, I actually made an avatar because I was so excited about it because I was using both my communities. I wanted to combine Sandbox and Gutter Cats together. So I made an avatar, put that up on Twitter, and it kind of exploded, got like 600 shares, all this stuff. And then the community was like, we have this great game creator in Sandbox, we want to try and capture him. So they kind of went with me. I made this partnership between Gutter Cats and Sandbox, and then we kind of formed my team, Blaze Games. And basically Blaze Games kind of came out a little bit before this, around the same time too. I was able to convince 2 of my mates to join in with me and do a game jam for me with the Sandbox, and the top prize at the time was 150k sand, and my company actually won that game jam. We came first. That was the money we used to form Blaze Games, and I was able to get my 2 friends to quit their jobs and become part of my company. And then we used that partnership and also the win from the game jam to convince Gutter Cats to pay us money to be their official Sandbox builder, and we made the partnership there. And then from that, I got another partner called Bunker2171, and we nutted down, and we've been working on those for the last year and a bit. And then about 3 months ago, Seb, I've had a really good relationship with him for the last 2 years. He approached me and said, would you like to look after all IPs in Australia and New Zealand? And I said yes, and that's how I became the head of Australia and New Zealand and Sandbox.
Okay, and then you've also, continuing this win streak, you also got really, I'd say, lucky that, you've obviously put a lot of time and thought into this meme land as well. What's your thought process behind that?
Yeah, so Meme Land was coming out. I was quite lucky. Ray, the CEO, he kind of joined the Gutter Cat Gang and kind of said what he was planning on doing, and I had a few good chats with him. I really liked what he was about, what he wanted to try and do. It was really about trying to come into the space. He actually spent like $2 million just learning about NFTs. He actually lost $2 million because because obviously he came in at the bull and came out at the bear. So he wasted a lot of money just trying to learn what the communities wanted, what everyone was actually trying to do. And also he's an NFT DJ himself, so he knows what everyone wants. So after having those talks with him, I knew he was launching his MVP, and I knew it was going to be expensive. They did a Dutch auction, so it was like the community chose the price. It ended up being 5.3 ETH, and this was during the bear when everything went to $1,000. ETH dropped down to 1,000, and I decided to drop 25 ETH and buy 5 of them. And now they're sitting at about 33 ETH each. And then also I got potatoes for free from that. Potatoes are each sitting about like on the floor 1.5, and I have about 30 potatoes. And yeah,
how do you win so much? What's your formula? Because you've just won after one after one.
What is the secret strategy? The last question. What is the secret strategy?
The secret strategy, I would say, is you just got to be patient. Obviously, I've also had some losses this year as well, but I've never gone big on anything that I've lost. I've always there's been a project that I thought was cool, so I dumped like an ETH on it. That kind of went down to like 0.2, and I've just kept it because I didn't want to sell it because I still thought the project was really good, but they just weren't able to be big enough. And maybe in 2 years' time when the bull comes back, maybe they will come back. But my biggest project I put the most money into is timing and just being there and being able to see a project for what it really was and seeing what the leader was trying to do. Basically finding out, is this guy trying to pull money out of the market or try and give back without having any like direct, I guess, plan to try and financially benefit from it. If he actually just believes in NFTs. And I try to find people that I vibed with that had the same mindset as me when I got into NFTs, because all I really wanted to do when I first got in was I already had a massive win with the lands. So basically I dedicated all my time to teaching everyone else Sandbox. So that's why Seb loved me as well. I wanted to do Twitch streams. I did Twitch streams Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I still do it. Been doing it for the last 3 years. And we teach VoxelBlaze on Mondays, Game Maker on Wednesdays, and we let you submit your games on Fridays and we play them and give you reviews. NFT MELB, connect, create, collaborate.